brings us to item number 12, which is public participation. And we have a couple people signed up. I'd like to remind the participants that the board welcomes and encourages public participation. We respectfully ask that you adhere to the procedures and decorum provided for in board policy BEDH, public participation at meetings. Your comments will be limited to 3 minutes, and Dr. Harris will keep time for you. Dr. Harris is right over here. And questions asked during public participation and placed in writing will receive a written response in a timely manner. I would ask that our policy is very specific about attacks on staff, employees. And I would ask that you be very truthful in your remarks and reflect the high standards of School District 5 and set examples for our students in your remarks. So with that, I'll invite Mr. Michael Whitehurst to the microphone for public participation.
Hey, good evening. So we got to keep this short. I think kickoff's at 8:16. So, hey, before I talk about what I want to come to talk about tonight, I want to just mention Title IX. It's working for a global technology company. We're highly involved with women in technology. So, if the school district were ever to consider promoting that organization or something, I'd love to talk to you all about it, because that's an area I've attended many conferences, etc. We're really trying to promote that, so I just want to share that before I jump into my thoughts. So, with that said, I sent you guys some of this in an email, but I thought it was important to show up tonight and kind of talk a little bit about this. So I just wanted to say, I'm here to discuss the recently announced Lake Murray Elementary School enrollment freeze. And first of all, I just want to tell you, I commend you for taking that step. You know, meeting the educational needs of students and families in this area is very difficult. And so I think this is a very good first step to help alleviate the pressure on Lake Murray Elementary School. You know, before I've spoken to y'all, and we've talked a lot about that, you know, and then it allows us to use the capacity of other schools as a first step in that regard. Another thing I want to share with you, and I shared this with you in an email, is I just had an idea, and, you know, I do a lot of research because community growth right now is top of mind for us, especially in our community from a zoning standpoint, school growth standpoint, etc. So, you know, I've done a lot of research on high growth areas across the country. And the bottom line is I'm always looking for creative ways that government and education entities are addressing this. And one of the things, one of the school districts that I looked at, I go to Atlanta and Georgia quite a bit and work with universities, school districts, et cetera, over there. But Coweta School District in South Atlanta is doing some very creative things. This past year, their superintendent was named Superintendent of the Year in Georgia. And they're using what is called community conversations as a technique where they get into the community and have kind of, it's like a town hall collaborative type of initiative that they're doing. Now, I realize and I respect that that's always risky. We elect y'all for a reason, right? But I think, you know, with these high growth areas, of which ours is one, you know, there's going to be ongoing conversation around freeze or rezoning or new schools or whatever. So I think things like that are a very good approach, and you have that in an email from me. So I just wanted to say that the other thing about that is I think that provides kind of like an objective venue where, I mean, y'all are always talking to different stakeholders. I know you got, you know, SIC, you got Parent Council, et cetera. You know, then you got the community that shows up here and talks. But I think I would like to see a venue where we have more of a collaborative. And we did that in Lexington County this past year with the zoning initiatives that we did. The county came into our area. We had, you know, maps and discussion and these type of things. So just something that research I want to share with you tonight. And thanks as always for letting me to come and share my thoughts.
Thank you, Mr. Whitehurst. Next, we'll have Ms. Murphy speaking on enrollment, the enrollment freeze.
Good evening. I also strongly support relieving overcrowding at Lake Murray Elementary and utilizing space in our existing schools. However, as that you defer the vote on the enrollment freeze until the next meeting in order to review and make public important information that should be factored in your decision so it can be justified. To do otherwise may appear that your efforts are to overfill Chapin Elementary, so to rationalize an expensive new school on Index Ferry Road. First, I'm shocked that this is being based on faulty current and historical enrollment data shown in the last meeting's PowerPoint presentation. You should not make an important decision based on faulty information. It does not line up with the Department of Education numbers that came from you. Next, there are no enrollment projections for Lake Murray, Valentine, or Chapin Elementary being considered in this plan. How will you know what the impact of shifting students in and out of these schools will have on the schools? Will it cause more portables to be used at Chapin Elementary? You have not seen the dividing line within the Lake Murray attendance area that determines whether a student will attend Chapin Elementary or Valentine Elementary, nor has the public. Without approving the dividing line, the decision to move a student to either of the schools could be subjective, and I'm concerned it would be. It would likely lean to more heavily populate Chapin Elementary, which you said this summer was already over capacity. How can you decide tonight on this plan without knowing where the dividing line is? You have not seen reports that show available capacity at either Chapin Elementary or Valentine Elementary. How much available capacity is there at these schools? Remember that the public was told in July that Chapin Elementary was bursting at the seams, so that they needed to buy land and build a new school on Ames Ferry Road. If this is true, why would you want to put even more students there? Your plan states that students can attend Lake Murray Elementary if they currently reside in the Lake Murray attendance area and/or if they have valid documentation of approved contract dated prior to January 22nd, 2018. What is the definition of valid documentation of an approved contract? And who makes that determination? This should be carefully spelled out. What is the desired enrollment at Lake Murray Elementary? At what point do you stop the enrollment freeze and allow students to attend Lake Murray? Your reports did not show that Lake Murray actually declined 60 students this past year, although 3 portables were placed there. There is absolutely no information contained in the board packet except a single sheet. You know, the public really deserves better on this. Something has got to be done at Lake Murray to relieve the overcrowding, but I think you need to do some more homework before you vote on this. Thank you so much.
That concludes our public participation. I'd like to point out that there will be an extensive report on the freeze, which will be the second time we've had that. There are a number of the items that were just raised that are in the process of being projected and studied. So with that, we will go to our next item, which is action as necessary on appropriate matters discussed in executive session. And the first